Are we live? Are
We're
we
live.
live? Are we live? Because it's Thursday. We haven't done an in-season live stream this year. And I was talking with my friend, license plate guy, and I was like, "Hey, we should do it." Actually, you brought it up. You were like, "Hey, let's do a live stream." And I was like, "Perfect." I've been waiting to do one of these. Been busy, but if we're not live, then there's no point of us sitting here and talking to each other through camera. We could just
We're
do that.
live.
You just do that over the phone. So people are saying that we are live. What's going on, dude? How are you? 0-3 New York Giants, but we've got a new quarterback, and that's always exciting until it's not.
Till it's not. Hey, look, I'm excited. I bought into the Kool-Aid at the beginning of the year, like I always do. I still think the Giants have a heck of a defense. And now I'm buying into the Jackson Dart Kool-Aid, which I bought into at the draft anyway. So here we are, 0-3, and I'm excited. I'm tempered, but I'm excited.
Yeah, so I want to talk about a few different things, but this is as you would think a team that has been as bad as the Giants over the last 10 years, you're like, oh, you just have new quarterbacks all the time, like Washington. It's like every single year they have a new starting quarterback week one. But we had, the last, 5 years of Eli and then, 6 years of Daniel Jones. Like we've actually been pretty steady at the quarterback position outside of, guys coming in when Daniel Jones got injured. So this is since 2004. This is only the third time where we had like an actual quarterback on the roster who it's like, all right, this is hopefully our long-term plan here.
Right. But is it because the Giants couldn't pull the trigger and go get another quarterback, waiting 6 years of the Daniel Jones experience? And by the way, we could go back and forth, left and right. I didn't want him at the draft. I wanted him later at 17, not 6. Then once he became a Giant, he has my full support. That's the way I feel every player should get from Giant fans. That's just me. And then I believe that it took a little too long, obviously, to switch up. Listen, I don't want to talk about how good he's doing. He's doing great. I know it's inevitable. I'm so happy for him. He's such a nice guy. It's the same thing we could say about Barkley. If you want to know the truth, he just wasn't going to do it here.
Yeah, I've totally just ignored the subject. I'm like, everything that's going wrong with the Giants, I just can't put any energy into this right now. And again, I am hoping he does well. He's not like some player like Saquon going to the Eagles. I hope he does bad. He's on the Eagles.
Right, he's on the Eagles. Yeah, 100%.
If he would have went to the Colts, I would have been rooting for him for DJ. But what I was saying is like it's still like this is a fairly new experience, for the Giants fans. It's you had Eli for 15 years, and then this is only our third time in 20 years where we're like, hey, this is the new first round quarterback. So like I went from just like dreading, like damn it, like I would be going into this game dreading it, Joe. Like we're recording our preview podcast for tomorrow after this, and I'd be like, this is terrible. No one gives a shit. It's 0-3, probably going to go 0-4. No one cares about the Chargers schematics and how the Giants take advantage of it. And they don't want to hear a path to victory. To now, it's like, all right, let's go. This is a preview pod. I'm excited to recap. I'm excited to get into the film afterwards. So like it has sparked some life into me as well too, where I now have somebody who I am fully invested in and him working out, where I probably wasn't that way before this week.
Oh, come on, man. Isn't that a given? Whether you're a Dart hater or a Dart fan, you're glued to the TV on Sunday, and you have a vested interest, no matter what side of the fence you sit on. This is new blood. This is literally, knock on wood, your future. And if he turns, listen. Do you want to get into whether it's the right time for him or not? Because to be honest with you, do I think it's a little early? I picked the Saints game in the beginning of the year. I really was hoping that they would stick to it on the road. Yeah, it's loud as hell there, but I wanted it on the road. Why? I don't know. Less pressure.
Less planes.
Yeah, positive or negative planes. I just thought it would be less pressure on the road, regardless of who it is. And, So I don't care that I'm wrong. I don't care that it's a week early. I don't care about any of that. But, here's my thinking. Jackson Dart has to play a significant amount of time. If Jackson Dart is not your future, which I think he is, and that I hope he is, and the Giants are picking in the top 5, here we go again. So if he shows you that he's not, which I don't really believe that he could show you that he's not in 10 games or whatever, then you might have to pick a quarterback. If this guy turns out to be the guy, then you go, whatever you do in the draft. That's why it's really important that he plays.
Yeah, see, here's the thing with that is let's just assume Shane and Dable are here for the sake of conversation next year. Is he should be given if he struggles, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, he sucks and it's time to move on. I'm not going to be there for that. You should give rookie quarterbacks a second year. If it's a new GM and everything, I'm totally fine with them going a different direction. Also, another thing is I lost my train of thought. With that is he should be, again, afforded some time to struggle, right? He should be afforded some time to struggle, and it shouldn't be the emphasis on we're just squeezing the most out of this. It should be about his development. And that's where about play him now, play him later. That's where I stand. And this is impossible to say because guys can be hampered by playing early, right? No matter where you fall in the debate of playing early can hurt them or not, at least we know sitting doesn't hurt a quarterback. If they sit for their first 11 games, I just hope that they didn't do this just for the sake of we got to get Russ out of here. And I think it is this was not their plan to do this. Russ was playing terribly. And I understand why Brian Dable, watching that film, was I just can't do this. I cannot call an offense for this guy. It extremely limits what I can do play calling wise with Russell Wilson not having the middle of the field at me. Watching that film too, I was getting pissed off. What are you doing, dude?
Look,
I just hope they don't hamper his long-term development if he's not ready. And the only people that knows because they're doing the behind-the-scenes stuff, so I can't sit here and tell you he's not ready yet. I just hope that he
Bobby,
doesn't get overwhelmed.
You can't tell us because you're not in the locker room.
Well, no, I'm being serious though because I don't believe anything the coaches or whatever say.
That's a little joke, but
I know. But I know, reality when it comes to that. And here's the thing: is it's hard to figure out how ready a guy is.
And you know what? Hold on, because that's what I was going to say. I mean, you're sitting here, you're making an argument about whether he's ready or not. Well, shit, if you could say that about anybody, but he's gone through all the progressions. He knows the playbook from what I hear. He's been itching to play. The Giants are 0-3. This is Dable's, on Dable. Dable's job is somewhat going to be questioned, so he has to go to him. And the bottom line here, and correct me if I'm wrong, Russell Wilson was making rookie mistakes. And if Russell Wilson is making rookie mistakes, then let the rookie make the mistakes. Put Jackson Dart in. Let him make those mistakes. Let him go for whatever from first and goal from the 4. Let him do a quarterback run on third. Let him throw it in and hit the goalpost, 3 times. Let him do those things, not Russell Wilson. I never wanted these guys to begin with. So, but that's not here nor there. But it should have been whoever at the quarterback, which it is, until we turned it over to the rookie, which we are.
Yeah. Well, here's my contention on this is here's one thing we know. This was not their plan. They use the word plan a million times this offseason. We got a plan. We've got a plan. This was not their plan. The issue is they have a history of overrating training camp and preseason.
Wait, who does?
This Brian Dable and Joe Shane.
So do the fans. So does the media. So does everybody else.
Making the decisions. You know what I mean? We're fans. We're allowed to overreact to preseason and training camp. They're supposed to be a little more grounded in that. And I just hope their mindset of he's ready. I just hope that's not being overrated by, him
Man, I view
little Jordan Humphrey, because I was at all the training camp practices, and he definitely made strides, but Russell Wilson looked pretty decent in training camp as well too. And then preseason, I don't put any weight in it because of how many times it has. Like, there's so many examples of quarterbacks looking great in the preseason, then overwhelmed in the regular season.
I mean, every single one of the Giants quarterbacks did. Every one of them. Everyone had a good preseason.
Yeah. And it's just not. But so, again, I'm excited for him. I just hope his development isn't hurt. You know,
you're what's bothering me about this conversation is you're like some of the people on Twitter going at me, which I'm sure you get it too. It's like, oh, license plate guy, the Giants are going to lose by 30, but I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course you want him to do well, but I hope we're not ruining him because we're putting him in too early. Man, go in there, put your goddamn helmet on, and show us what you have.
Sure. But again, this was not their plan. You know what I mean? This is like they're deviating from their plan because of how bad Russell Wilson was. Like, this wasn't Jackson.
And you know what? And everybody has a plan until he gets punched in the mouth.
I agree.
So the Giants have been punched in the mouth long enough. What are we, Bobby? We've lost the last 17 games out of 20. 17 fucking games out of 20.
And
put someone in. I'll go play quarterback. Put someone in.
Here's where I'm encouraged, though, and there's just a little preview of my notes for our preview pod tomorrow, is if there's one thing that this coaching staff has done well on offense, it has been molding the offense around the specific quarterback that's in there. And you can even say, like, oh, well, what about Russ? And I think that was true week 1, but week 2 and week 3, that was like a Russell. Everything was vertical. Like, everything. And again, that's a hard offense to continue running. I think they're going to run a bunch of hurry up. I think they're going to run those RPOs. They're going to encourage him to use his legs. They're going to be looking to, pull the safeties down and throw over the top and give them one-on-ones. I was like, and this is the guy they've been the most invested in. This is Brian Dable's baby. Like, we know that they're not just going to throw like Cam Ward with the Titans right now. I watched some of the Titans film. I was like, this is like a terrible offense. What are they doing?
It's boring. I watched it too. It's boring as hell.
It's terrible what they're doing out here. And forget like the fact of protection. We know Brian Dable is going to really form this around Jackson Dart's strength.
Yeah,
they learn our offense, and you just got to learn it.
I absolutely love what you just said, because it's gonna 100% come to fruition. 100%. In my opinion, you're going to see a different offense on Sunday. A different offense than what you've been seeing. I think they have been molding it around Jackson Dart to take over. I think it's going to be extremely different. And that's literally what you're saying. And you are going to see it. Because they were limited because of Russell Wilson. And look, I mean, I'm sorry to say, that I'm falling into the same category as every Giant fan to be like, oh, we're limited for Daniel Jones because of the offensive line. We're limited for this guy because of this. We're limited that guy. I get it. It's excuse after excuse after excuse. I believe that the Giants are going to have a different look offense. It's funny. I think I put up a post. I don't know when I put it up. It was like, don't hold them back. Open up the playbook. Let them go freaking nuts. And someone's like, open up the playbook. We only have 3 plays. And I'm like, well, I want to see all 3 then. And I'm telling you, you're going to see some different plays out of this offense. I think it's going to be really exciting with Dart. I do.
Yeah. I get that's the one thing I know what they're going to do is they are going to build this offense to make Dart as comfortable as possible. I mean, you even saw it in preseason where you're seeing basic stuff, and I almost in preseason, because preseason like practice, I was kind of like, let's make this a little harder instead of like running his Ole Miss offense at him. So they're going to give him things he's comfortable with.
Yep.
Get to some of the questions. Is there a super fans big group chat?
Yeah, actually there is.
You better win that USA Today series that they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen. I was pretty cool.
Is there a winner or loser? Not winner or loser, but there's somebody win that and be super fan?
Not first, last. I don't know if there's a winner. And I hope there is. Look, his question, is there a group chat? There's actually a super fans group on like social media, which I'm part of. I don't actively involve, but I was recognized last year by that group for the charitable stuff, which is just really cool. There's also a really freaking cool get together for super fans, but I think it's invite, and it's literally at in Canton. But I'm not the Giants guy. There's another guy that wears like a Giant suit. He's really cool. Yeah, I think his name is Greg. I know that. He's very cool dude. So I love that. He's been doing it for years.
Gotta get Greg on the show. James says if Aubrey misses field goal at end of regulation, does Dart start? I actually do think they do, because I think that
not yet.
Really? Because I thought this game last week, the Russ film was just like Brian Day. I know.
You
Brian
think at 1st and 4 from the 4, you knew right then after that was over, he's done.
No, I thought that they would wait a week because they were coming off that Cowboys game. But I think Dable was just dead set, right? And you saw his press conference, decision. Like he wasn't he wasn't listening to anybody about like waiting. Like I think me and you have heard similar things where the front offense wasn't like, oh, don't start Dart at all, but they were kind of like, maybe wait a game until we play the Saints.
Yes.
And it seems like Dable was just like gung ho, like, no,
I'm not wasting time with it. I think, James, to answer your question from my side, I think the Giants wait another week. I think it would have been the Saints. And Bobby's definitely right. Well, everything that I've been hearing was Dable is not listening to anybody but himself, which he's the head coach. Let's go. We're putting him in this game, and that's that. Everybody shut up.
Jake says, playing fun. Again, I was planning to do I wasn't going to tell people when I was going to do the positive plane, but I'm telling you now, I'm not doing it this week because there's like 3 negative planes, which again, me and you were talking. I am very anti doing the negative plane. One, because it's Jackson Dart's first start, and we don't need him answering questions about a plane after the game.
Which he will.
It's a little too early in the season for, and I'll say this. It happened in 1978, and then it happened 47 years later. I think it should be retired in the negative sense, because if there's a plane every week, Joe, then there's a plane no week. It just becomes part of the norm. It's like, plane this week, nobody even cares.
Do your followers know that there's going to be some negative planes?
That's all the beat reporters have been reporting, because they talk to the plane companies that there's going to be like multiple.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I heard the same thing. So,
because I called plane companies this week, and they were like, "Yeah, we got a bunch, so we can't guarantee at this time and whatever."
What were you going to do? Go Dart, go? What were you going to do?
So no, it was going to be like somewhat promotion for the show. I was going to do like,
all right,
maybe have a positive plane. You know what would be a funny one to do is be like actually do a plane and say, "Hey, enough with these plane messages. They need to stop." That'd be
that'd be a waste of money. But go ahead.
If I was going to do it this week, so it'll change because it's not going to be this week, but because of all the Papa stuff, I was going to be like 4 fans by fans, Giants Nation show for life.
That's what you're going to do?
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that. But it's positive plane. Let's get to this. There was one other thing. There was another topic we talked about that you wanted to hit on, I believe.
I mean, it could be what you went through this week.
Oh yeah, so it's. I mean, the whole story with Paul. I'm over it, obviously, but hit it on the Tuesday show. But just kind of, I know people keep on stoking the flames. I'm actually at the point now where it's like I like Carl Banks, and I don't feel like having him getting all these tweets about what Papa said. And I just kind of moved on.
Well, here's my 2 cents. So you could have moved on, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents. Look, sometimes people take snippets and not the whole thing. And that's, at the end of the day, it's not fair to the person that originally says something. You don't have to be in the locker room to know that this team and the past teams, and for 15 whatever years plus, they've looked like crap other than a couple of, 2 playoff runs. But at the end of the day, people don't. You and I get told a lot of things. We're friendly with a lot of people in the organization, players, media. I didn't want Jameis Winston or Russ, but I'm only going to talk about Jameis right here. I didn't want him at all. I didn't want him at the Giants. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I did Russ as well, but that's just me. And once they got Russ, I thought that they were automatically a better team because he's better than Daniel Jones. That was then. This is now. But what I hear about Jameis Winston is he's irreplaceable. He is doing so much for his teammates, getting Dart ready, talking to the guys, and holding guys accountable. So that's some of the stuff that we don't really get to hear, Bobby. I mean, like,
well, you just heard it.
You definitely just heard it. And I mean, it got to the point where even one practice, Jameis got into it with neighbors. Because Jameis ain't gonna take any crap. So that stuff I don't think any Giant, let alone quarterback, let alone backup, let alone second backup, third, has ever, taken the reins for that. So I'm just saying, common fans won't have that idea. They'll go on social media and say, get rid of Jameis for a bag of chips. When in fact, he's probably the reason why shit hasn't popped off. So, but I'm just saying that's the reason why some fans should care about the people that are in the locker room, that are around every day, that can tell you what's really going on.
Here's the thing: is the people that are in the locker room, they just keep this stuff to themselves and don't say anything. So that's good to hear with the Jameis thing, especially with the Neighbors thing, because I think that's something that Malik Neighbors needs, because he's an amazing player and he doesn't need a ton of effort to be an amazing player. The issue is, and I said this about Neighbors last year, and when you heard stuff about like they kind of got annoyed by some of his practice habits or whatever, it's like, you know what? He's a great player. There's times where he could be a perfect player, and it's taking plays off the billboard. He'll have 100 yards in the game, but there's a couple plays where he's slow to get in and out of a break because he's slow playing it, and the quarterback's like trying to get the ball out because of pressure, and he's not able to do. I always think of the Daniel Jones interception against the Panthers where he throws into the flat, and they ran that blitz, and everyone's like, "Oh, he had Neighbors on the slant." But Neighbors took 10 years to get into that slant.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't recall play off the top of my head, but
yeah, but what you're is like Neighbors needs that type of accountability.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So
Look, Neighbors,
you have any details on that?
No. Neighbors is, by the way, exceptional. He's not just good; he's ridiculous. The problem is, and I said this before, Neighbors is never going to give you a full week of practice for the rest of his time here in New York.
No,
ever.
I think he's missed practice every week this year, right?
Huh?
I think he's missed a practice every single week this year.
And he will for the remainder of the year. LT style, baby.
And you know what? I'm glad we just have a player that's good enough to do that. I'll say that.
Not if he's gonna take some plays off, like you said.
But so what do you think about them playing Carter at linebacker?
I would like Carter to go anywhere he wants to go. I would like Carter to play linebacker. I would like him to come off the edge. I would like him. Did you see Myles Garrett the other day? Last week? I want that. Thing? Yeah, I want that to be Carter. I would send Carter on at least a half a dozen plays to blitz where he wants to blitz, to go where he wants to go. I really do. I really do. And you know what? A lot of that would come from linebacker position. What's the problem?
Blitzing, yes. I just don't want
regular linebacker position. I'd rather him come off the edge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not.
No, I'm sorry. I'd rather him come off the edge
all over the place, but I want him going forward. And that means reducing Kayvon and Burns snaps a little bit. Then so be it. But we drafted him 3rd overall to do a specific thing. We didn't draft him 3rd overall to be our linebacker if Micah McFadden got injured,
or just your blitzing linebacker. Agreed.
Yeah. Again, blitz him from linebacker. The Giants, that Drew Phillips interception against the Cowboys was
a blitz.
Yeah, was like
correct.
Do that.
Yeah,
and
I'd rather him go off the edge anywhere he wants.
And if you put him there, like you can't do that every single play, but just using him as a straight up linebacker like they did last week, I'm not a huge fan of.
Yeah. Well, the problem I have with my thinking is if you go to linebacker and it's only blitzing, then every time you see him, blitz.
Yeah, and linebacker is an extremely tough position to play that takes a lot of preparation and that's just not his long-term position. So, and I know people say, well, they did with Micah Parsons, but Micah Parsons, they figured it out and stopped doing him that. Like when that first year that they put Micah Parsons at regular linebacker against the Giants both games, and I was like, awesome.
Yeah, he got double teamed,
rushing the passer.
Yeah,
great,
and pushed back 10 yards. That's correct.
Yeah. Carter equals Huff does not have the weight to play edge. I mean, I just totally disagree with that.
Yeah, I disagree with that. And you know what? Some of that beef made up with speed with Carter. I totally disagree.
And he plays strong too.
Yeah.
Like, just because he's a little lighter doesn't mean he doesn't play strong. Hey, LPG, says Corey, you sat next to us in 2016 in Philly. You rock and hope all's well. Hope Dart brings us back. What a rough stretch.
Corey, I appreciate that. Shit, we're going on 10 years. 10 years. What did we do in that game? Lost.
2016. Yeah, did we lose to the Eagles? Oh, it was in Philly, so yes, we did lose.
Yeah, when's the last time we won in Philly, bro?
2013, which is like, again, the Giants have all these crazy ass stats that should not exist. You know, haven't beat Jax since 2016, haven't beat Philly in Philly since 2013. It's just those are ridiculous stats, and every game I'm like, eventually this is going to get broken, and it just doesn't.
Yeah, because eventually a team will kick a 70-yarder versus us instead of a 60+, and then we'll go in the record books for that too.
Yeah. Shout out Jake Elliott. We did you see that we had the most like expiring 60+ yard field goals against us?
That's my joke. Like you might
but I'm saying like we always said that. Somebody went and looked it up, and it's like actually true. I think the Giants have 4. The rest of the league has 3. No, I don't.
29% of all the NFL teams against the Giants. 29% we hold that of the 60+, and that are good, that are made. If you want to make a field goal, you have 30% chance against the Giants of 60+.
I don't think they counted the Graham Gano one either because like time wasn't expiring or whatever.
No, that counted.
But there was one that didn't count because there was 4, and I remember there being like a 5th one that like had like 2 seconds left, so it technically didn't count as like a time expiring 60+.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Yeah. So it's actually worse. It's worse than what we thought.
Great. It's 34% now.
What do you think about Andrew Thomas? Do you think he's going to play the full game this week?
Hell yeah, he should.
Kind of naturally just thought that would happen, but I was doing some prep today, and I'm like, are we just writing that in, and are we sure that that's going to happen?
No, write it in. Check the box.
Okay.
Check Thomas playing every snap.
Okay, good. So this is what I want to point about is like I think the Plains have become like, and this guy very much may be a fan of the show. But I'm going to share my screen.
Let me see it.
Hold on. Let's make sure it works.
What's this guy saying? He wants to fly a plane?
Let me make sure I don't have anything that I don't want.
LPG, cut your hair. Is that the plane? LPG, if the Giants win and Dart wins his first game, will you cut your hair? Is that what you said?
So it's this. Meet the 16-year-old from New Jersey who's taking on a stubborn Giants owner, John Mayer, with the latest plane protest. Like if the plane
I didn't see this. What is it?
It's can you see the screen?
Yeah, I'm reading it.
I haven't read the actual article, but it's like the kid is doing an article and getting his like 15 minutes of fame. I don't think we should be doing negative planes right now, but if you do a plane, it should be anonymous. A negative plane, it should be anonymously because it's supposed to be from Giants fans. It's not about you getting your like, look what I did. And I know I did this after having a guy on the show last year, and I felt a little dirty about that. I'll just be honest with you. I'm kind of just tired of the negative planes. And maybe John Mayer is too. Maybe he just fires everybody next week because he's tired of the planes.
I don't, I said this last year. I don't get it. I don't understand a plane. I think it's a waste of money. This is not the 70s. It's not Wellington Mara. I don't get it. I think it's oh wait, what was it? Put that back up there.
I love the negative planes, the louder. But here's the thing: is we got them all last year. Nothing changed. And
all right.
Hold on. It's week 4.
Hold on. I think Bobby nailed it, Buckwheat, when he said that flying a plane now every year or every time we have a problem is just going to be a new thing. It's like just wearing a hat to the game. And it's not going to have any meaning. We shouldn't even be allowed to do it for the next 40 years. But the louder we are, the quicker things change. You know what? I really want to talk about that piece of what Buckwheat said because I happen to agree and I don't agree. The louder we are, the quicker things change was more when you had your season tickets and there wasn't a PSL and you could get rid of them or no show. You know, somebody didn't mind spending $25 on a ticket or whatever it was and no show to the game. Empty seats was where it's at. But now that you spend thousands and thousands of dollars on PSLs, I'm selling my tickets to a Chargers fan because that Chargers fan is going to pay me triple, quadruple of what I paid. And then he's going to throw an extra $100 in for the parking pass. And I've paid for now 2-3 games of my season with this one game. And then after I do that, I'll be like, oh shit, it worked then. I'm going to do the same thing in Philly because those guys are going to come down 95 and they're going to do the same thing. And since I don't care because I don't want to go to a game until the Giants win, then I'm going to sell all my tickets. So John Mara and company, in my opinion, they don't care, man. The tickets have already been bought. Your PSLs have been bought. I'm going to the games because my ass paid for those PSLs. That means I paid for part of that stadium. John Mara didn't pay for that stadium. Tish didn't pay for that stadium. We paid for the damn stadium. Think about how much money the Giants and Jets raised. I sit in this seat and I own 4, and the Jet fan, whoever he is, the LPG that sits in those seats, he also bought 4. And we're paying double for the same goddamn seat. You know how much money we made for MetLife? We built MetLife. Yeah. And those of you that are out there crying for John Mara to sell the team, stop it already. He's not selling the team. And if he does, there's a long list of Maras he's selling it to. You get my drift? It ain't going to be Joe Schmo. It's not going to be the Wawa owners. God, I wish so. We'd have some banging Wawas. But I mean, you're going to get it. That's never going to happen. There's 2 things in the world. I'm just going to say this. Just one thing. The selling of the team ain't ever going to happen. And all you got was what they just sell, 10% for $800 trillion, whatever it was. Yeah. Team's never being sold. It's been handed down and handed down and handed down until none of us are here and somebody else has your show.
Yep. When I hand my, show down to, some kid.
And I'm thinking about, what am I going to do when I give it up? I'm going to want somebody else to wear my plates.
I know. They have them dragging around. Spartan Mike says he's going to put a Venmo ad on a plane and ask for beer money. That's actually.
See, now
you won't make it up though. That's the thing, Spartan Mike, is you're not going to make it different.
What are you talking about, Bobby? Did you saw the guy that put his Venmo on College Game Day for beer money?
No, I didn't see that.
What? Look it up as soon as we get off of here. Guy made like $30,000 and donated it.
I remember that. Yeah, because
the beer company, I think, sent them, either beer for a year or just a shit ton of cases. But it was the greatest thing. Spartan Mike is right. Put your Venmo on it and ask for beer money.
We had somebody drive past us at like 100 miles per hour on 95 with like I'm going to college or whatever, and that was what I put in the Venmo. I was like, nobody can read your Venmo at 100 miles per hour. And then they slowed down and laughed.
You know what? I would put my Venmo and be like buying medium Pepsis for everyone.
Dude, it's funny to go back and think about that. Like that was like fan appreciation. Yeah. And the funniest part was like if you had a family of 6, you only got 1 medium Pepsi for the.
Let me tell you what bothers me the most about that. The guy who did it, Pete Willie, who used to work for the Bills and then came to the Giants, is salt of the earth guy. Extremely intelligent, really good at his job. I really like him. And it just goes to show you either he was handcuffed, wasn't allowed to do something, or he had a bad idea because he works for the Giants.
So you're talking about the guy, he's with the Bills now, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
He left the Giants, went back to the Bills, and they have this massive freaking fan interaction. They have dog night. They have this game. They have planes flying around. And they're building a new stadium worth $1 trillion. It's amazing to me what happens when you're here or when you leave now. I don't get it. It's bothersome.
Yeah. They just stifle whatever.
I don't know.
Bobby Gray and Papa 10-game win streak coming dirt for dude. How about that? How about a win streak? You know how insane we get on a win streak.
What are you talking about? I wrote 10-3 going into the bye week. What's wrong with that?
I'm saying, dude, 2022. Could you remember the high we were on? Think of 2020 when we had that 3-game win streak against. It was against the Was it against Washington, Seattle, and it was Washington, Phillies? No, Cincinnati.
What year?
Philly, 2020, the first Joe Judge year, the year they almost made the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then the Seahawks, that 3-game win streak, that was just like pure bliss. I remember, people writing articles about Joe Judge being like, a new trend of hiring guys like him around the league, like what he's getting out of this team. And then here's something I have.
I miss Joe Judge, by the way.
Always.
You ran a lap for him. Shut up.
If the Giants made the playoffs at 6-10 that year, they would have beat the Bucks in that first, and the Bucks won the Super Bowl that year. They would have beat the Bucks in the first round.
Ballsy statement.
We don't lose to Tom Brady in the playoffs.
No,
we almost beat them on Monday Night Football that year. Daniel Jones played terrible, and they still almost beat. They came down to the last play of the game, almost beat them.
We almost beat them in 07 too, and we lost that. Got him back though.
That's what I'm saying. We would have won that playoff game. Dude, you know what made me think of Joe Judge this week was the Bobby Okereke fumble recovery. Remember Joe Judge, bite the ball, go after,
bite the look right there. That's awesome quote. Bite the ball is correct.
And with Joe Judge, that would have been a fumble recovery
because he went down the field and bite the ball.
Let's get a couple other things before we go.
Let's do it.
How do you just overall? How are you feeling going into the game Sunday? Home opener obviously very disappointing, but how many years in a row have you been going to home games?
47, 48.
I'm sure it's getting a little tiring. Do you have a little new life into you going this week, or is it still they gotta show it to me?
No new life. I'm dead. It's a lot of years at home. I mean, I miss old time football. I miss Smash Mouth. I miss going with my dad or my brother when they both were alive. I miss bringing the carpet and putting it under my feet. I miss halftime when you had to eat. I miss the caballeros. I miss all that shit. But the last, I can't even tell you how many years, it really takes a toll. Like I think I put a tweet out the other day that said, when the Giants win another Super Bowl, I'm done. And I was like, oh my God, how could you say that? Because I'm old as dirt, one. And two, I don't know when they'll win another one. You have to start asking yourself as you get older, which thank God you're not in this position yet, Bob. It's like, will my favorite sports teams win another chip? It's scary.
Oh God, I don't like thinking. I think the Giants will. The Nets never will. The Yankees, I know will. The Devils, I know will. The Giants, I'm at the point of I think they will eventually.
Oh no, the Giants will, and they're gonna win one with Dart. Let's go.
That's what's so exciting about this is, again, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I was in on Jackson Dart and drafting him, and so I wasn't. But I also am not. I'm not proud enough to think that my opinion on a quarterback out of the draft is the decider of the guy's future. We get quarterbacks
dude. I love it.
I'm just so excited. Where it's like you mentioned in the beginning, I remember walking out of Eli's last start against the Dolphins, and what a great moment that was. And I'm like, this could be the first game of a guy where hopefully we're having that feeling 13 years from now when his career is winding down.
Dude, I love that you said that. So Jackson Dart takes the Giants into the bye week 10-3, goes on to win a Super Bowl, but Bobby Skinner is not allowed to celebrate because you didn't want him. I'm sorry, Bobby. But that's Bobby, that's the way social media works. Me, you saw when Daniel Jones started winning, and they're like, oh, license plate guy, don't even try it. You were shocked that they drafted him. Oh, you're right. I can't be excited that he's winning. And then when I go on Twitter and say, oh my God, this guy's great. I love it. Oh no, you can't do that. You didn't like him at draft. Like, I can't stand that. So when he wins the Super Bowl, Bobby, I'm just wanted to let you know from me to you, you can't celebrate that.
Okay.
Right,
What I'm going to do is I'm going to just delete all my tweets and just.
I think you should delete everyone that had any quarterback attached to it that wasn't Dart.
Just delete every single Jackson Dart tweet.
And you have to fly
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This podcast is AI, fake audio. I can't believe you guys are doing all this stuff.
Yeah, and you have to fly a plane. I was wrong.
No, I'll say I was right. I was actually the guy that was in on Jackson Dart the whole time.
That's right. AI ruins everything.
But you know what I want? Actually, I don't want this but like I was talking about, like this could be the beginning of something. But like the DJ Bucks game, like I know it didn't end well, but that is outside of the Vikings playoff win. I think that's the best Giants moment in the last 10 years. Because
when he went up the middle and just held the ball up.
Yeah, I think that was the best Giants game in the last 10 years.
Obviously, it was Minnesota, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like Minnesota's a playoff game, and it's our own.
I'm just saying that the win was freaking crazy. Everybody knew they were going to get smacked around by the Eagles, but whatever.
We walked out. That day was like, oh my gosh! Like we are we just went from franchise QB to franchise QB, the way the Packers did, or the Colts, thought they did when they went from Peyton to Luck.
To Luck,
like we just went from because he balled out in that freaking game. And you're like, we got another one. Like, I can't believe we got another one. So hopefully that's a moment we're having, and it's a moment that sticks with
I just want Dart to play well. And he brings a swag and a lore. I really hope it works out. I swear to God. Do you realize that I'm so sorry for taking this in another direction? Do you realize if it doesn't work out?
What?
If Dart doesn't work out?
Then you just get rid of everybody.
And then 10 years?
Oh, yeah. Again,
I meant that.
I don't want. I don't even want
to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that either.
Yeah, sorry.
But the point I'm being is like other teams. Daniel Jones, and I know they're gonna be like, well, Daniel Jones is good now, but there was not a quarterback who had a leash like that and didn't like produce a lot of continued team success.
Ever.
Alex, I think Alex Smith was really
6 years. I think what throws a monkey wrench into what you just said was the contract.
What do you mean?
Meaning the long leash and the contract.
Oh yeah, it's just again, it was a long time. It was a long time to have the same quarterback and to have one playoff season is and again the other seasons were not even close to the playoffs. That even so, if Dart doesn't work out, hopefully we're not doing the same thing where it's just like 5-6 years of just hoping. And again, I know this all sounds crazy because Daniel Jones is 3-0 and playing well right now. But we'll.
What are Dart's nicknames?
I don't think he has a nickname, but I like the here for the Darty. Like we made the T-shirts.
I like that.
Anything with Dart. It's a Darty timed. Ready to Darty. Or no, we did ready to Darty.
I love this.
The Dart Knight. When you get that one made up? Is that what you're wearing Sunday?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I have a half.
I love the half college, half.
Yeah, so you know what? I think I started making it because Brandon Jacobs was like, "You put my shit on the front, college." Because we have.
Speaking of which, they had him in a fake jersey on Sunday night. Didn't have his name on it. What was that all about?
What's messed up is they knew he was coming. Go get him a jersey.
How do you not get his name on the back of the jersey? I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this?
I would have went in the crowd, knowing Brandon. He would have went in the crowd. Just someone has a Jacobs jersey on. Give me Barney jersey real quick.
Yeah, that is a popular jersey when you're at Giants events.
100%. 100%.
All right, we're gonna roll. Joe, good luck on Sunday. Lead us to another victory, or not another. Lead us to a victory. I'd love to experience one of those this year.
Bobby.
Anything before you go?
Yep. For your show, Dart wins. We might have to give a jersey away to one of your followers.
Okay, so what we're gonna do for that is one, like and subscribe right now. But as this video ends, leave an actual comment on the video, and then I'll if they win, I will randomly pick somebody from that, and we'll get you connected. I appreciate
we'll have one made for them.
Dope. All right, cool. Very generous. Appreciate you. We'll talk soon, and you guys preview pod tomorrow. Make sure to check it out. Until then, let's go Big Blue.
Let's go.